Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to Victoria 3. We are playing Germany, and we are mostly reforming the economy, and that is going to be the plan. I did look up a couple of things in between episodes, especially to trade. So we're going to come to that in a moment, but before we go into that, I want to take another look at what we could do in the future. We are still struggling a little bit from our infamy here. It's at around 20, which is pretty bad, but at least it is getting better. And one of the things that I would like to do is expand a little bit more in the Dutch East Indies. Historically, if you look at how much the European powers really benefited from the various colonies, especially in this sort of time period, you really find that well, obviously India was a very, very profitable colony, but also the Dutch East Indies were, well, basically everything that is down here. Whereas Africa, it's a lot harder to really pinpoint whether that was economically a good investment for most of the European powers or not. It really depends on the accounting there. But yeah, this one, unequivocally, that is a rich region, and it is very useful to get that, especially to get rubber later on. But yeah, so I think we have already diplomatic interest down here in this region, don't we? No, wait a minute, it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, so we have declared interest in Indonesia. I'm not sure whether we really want to go for Indochina, but it's a thing we could do. The other alternatives are down here for oil in the long term. So I don't know about that. But one thing that we should try to get is Brazil. And that is going to become evident in a short moment here. And let's just briefly check on whether everything is okay down here. Silesia, yeah, you guys are all building stuff except for North Rhine. You are currently not building. Oh, yeah. And I'm not really sure why that is switching all of the time. Instead of just reminding itself what it's doing when... Oh, and... as you load the game, a lot of these things switch around, so that's interesting. Okay, you know what? We will stop bolstering you, and we will continue to bolster the industrialists because they do give us a huge bonus. So I think that'd be pretty good. Where's our budget sitting? Pretty average, so that's nice to see. Yeah, and we're also still trying to get our country to be a little bit more democratic. Interestingly enough, there seems to be a play between the United States and Mexico. Spain is still stuck in a civil war, so obviously not good things there for them. Coal is still one of the things that we are struggling with, and interestingly enough, artillery. Now, Brazil is activated, so let's look at the trade lens. And I would like to export and import a couple of things. So let's start with exporting, and I think I want to take a look at small arms. And again, it's a little bit annoying that we don't see really how much stuff we've got, but I guess we can see that here. Right, so small arms, we should have a small surplus of that. Only 40, I would have expected a little bit more. But one of the things that we could potentially do is take a look here at our arms industries and go up to, let's say, something like repeating rifles. Yes, we're going to require more steel and more tools, but we're also going to produce more small arms, so I think that's going to be a good choice. And then let's see where we could really sell that. And as you can see, on the Chinese market, we can sell that for a whooping 81. That's brilliant. That's really, really, really good. That productivity is just through the roof. I don't think there's going to be anything better anywhere in the world. Yes, it is going to require some convoys, but that is going to make a lot of money to a lot of people. So yeah, I'm going to be happy about that. In terms of import stuff, I think we should try to take a look at coffee because, again, I think that is something that we can easily import from Brazil. Yeah, you can see 81. This is brilliant. These are really, really useful things. And then fabric, and I'm not even sure whether that was import or export. No, it is import, right? Yeah, okay. Let's import a bit of fabric from the United States there. And fertilizer? Nothing there, but can we push it abroad? That's always a good question, isn't it? Right, where is it there? No, 16, that's not really that useful. So yeah, I think most of these other items, there's some things that you can do, for example with artillery, but again I think we have a small artillery shortage actually, so I don't want to push that abroad, at least not too much. So yeah, I think we're going to be alright. Right, let's double check those. So market access, yeah, and we've got the artillery. Let's take a look here whether there are any trade routes for artillery that we could manipulate. Yes, we should increase tariffs on exports so that hopefully people are going to do a little bit less of that. We're actually selling some of that ourselves. Yeah, you guys should potentially drop that. And you know what? We are not going to export to Spain anymore. That should make it a little bit better for us, and that should be great. Right, I don't care about state in turmoil, but I do care about the building capacity. So let's make sure that we are using that to the best of our abilities. And to that end, we can actually, you know what, I'd like to take a look here. Coal, it's always coal, isn't it? Yes, services, yes, transportation, but also steel. But yeah, I'm guessing we can do just so much more with coal. We are already producing some down here, or increasing these things down here in the Rhineland region. There's also that small little bit of Wallonia down here, which I think you guys are technically considered to be in a coal field, so it would make some sense to build that up. Let's do build it up. That will mean more infrastructure. And then I was also thinking of more sulfur mines down here. Yeah, let's build another 5 of these guys. We do have peasants down here. That should fulfill the building queue here for a while. Although we should also think about steel. We currently have some steel mills over here. We have got some in Westphalia. We have very few people down here in Westphalia who could do other jobs. But we also have these rye farms that we can really just destroy, I guess. So 13,000 unemployed. You know what? Let's build 5 more steel mills down here. Always check whether that squares up with the infrastructure, and the answer is no. So we can continue to build that up, and that should be good. Booming industries. Industrial boom. Production of explosives. Well, that's good. So chemical industries throughput, nice. Coal and all the other mines throughput, or munition plants. I'm gonna go with the mines and other things because we've got such a great shortage of coal and some of these other things because we're currently building that up, right? So that's fine. Positive outcome, we're at 33% now. Still could be better, honestly. But yeah, there we are. Mutual funds unlocked. Now that is an interesting one. That one is something that I really like. And let's take a look at here. Let's, for example, these textile mills, right? So currently they are privately owned, I'm guessing. Yes, privately owned. That means they're employing 6,000 capitalists. Publicly traded, that means the amount of capitalists is going to increase by 50%. Is that a good thing or not? And I find that really depends. On the one hand, it means that you're using more people to basically staff the same jobs, and it's risky a little bit because if these people get fired, if the stuff doesn't perform well, then that's not great. So we would be using a lot more people down here actually as capitalists. But on the other hand, capitalists, so why would you do that ever? You know, there's no direct economic benefit. I would say there's only a political benefit, and that is you're going to push people to become industrialists, which means A, they contribute to the industrialists in terms of power. So if that is an interest group that you want to pander to, then yeah, this is a good thing, and that's nice. The other thing is industrialists, and specifically capitalists, do contribute some of their money here into the investment pool. We don't necessarily see where exactly that is coming from, but you can see investment sources. Yeah, no, I think this is actually buildings adding money to the investment pool. Yeah, this is actually part of the... It's interesting. I'm not sure how that is specifically calculated. So textile mills at 88,000. I would think that increasing the amount of capitalists is going to increase that. But to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure whether it does. So let's check that out actually. So 86,000. It actually dropped. Why would it drop? Well, we haven't hired these people. So once they do get there, maybe that's going to work. Probably because output is reduced now, right? We are paying more people, but they should be receiving more money individually. So how's the investment pool looking now? It's still surprisingly enough lower. I did not expect that. I was thinking that more people get dividends and therefore they pay more. But on the other hand, of course, each one of them individually gets lower dividends. Interesting. Right, intelligentsia is no longer powerful. Everyone else doing okay-ish. Building Cree is okay. So, I think if we were to do more colonial stuff, we really need to think a little bit about our navy. So, let's take a look at that. It should be under development, I think, and naval base. So, Pomerania is our most important, in fact, our only naval base. And you're still trying to hire people, but you have got some peasants kicking around. So, I'm not sure why you do that. Let's delete this stuff. How about Hanover? You've got a decent amount of people. Okay, Hanover, you're going to build another level 20 naval base over here. Does that require infrastructure? I don't think it does. No, it does not. Okay, level 20 then does what exactly? What are you guys consuming? So, port naval base, there we go. You're consuming about 40 ironclads and a bit of ammunition. Ammunition doesn't matter, but the ironclads do. So we need 80. We need a little bit more here. So I'm thinking probably 2 will do. Let's go for 2. Yeah, that should fill up the building creep for a while here. And I'm thinking that's going to allow us to be a little bit more assertive in some of these places. War there between the United States and Mexico. Another war between the UK and Uruguay. But yeah, mostly we seem to be fine over here. How's Austria doing? Our main rival at the moment. You guys are improving relations with a bunch of people. You've got an alliance with Algeria and a defensive pact with Morocco. But, oh, interestingly, Italy is a protectorate of you and Moldavia is one. And you're getting a couple of stuff here, but these are mostly irrelevant. So we could technically attack them. Maybe it might not be the worst idea. Spain is busy. So we could start a play and try to get some of their territory. Should be under diplomatic stuff. Nope, diplomatic stuff. So I think that pretty much the only one is could try to transfer subjects, but no. Liberate subjects? No, I don't think that's what we really need. Could ask people to become dominions or puppets or vassals, but no. I think what we try to do is conquer something like Bohemia. 28 infamy, 28, 9. So Tyrol is obviously much less expensive, but it's going to have a much lower population. And I think none of these places have any positive modifier. In fact, some of them do have negative ones. Oh well, they do have the Danube, yes. Oh, and the Elbe. But by and large, these places they don't have any good resource modifiers. Well, that's not true. Agricultural throughput in Croatia. Shall we go for something like that? It feels pretty reckless. Let's pause here for a second. I think we're gonna try to look for a better opportunity where something happens that we can use. Am I surprising you guys? I'm not. How is the political situation looking, especially in terms of institutions? Yeah, we could get a little bit better if only we had a little bit more bureaucracy. So let's get that going. Wasn't that here? I was thinking it was here. where is the construction sector? No, no, no. I'm thinking about the administrative building. I was sure it was there. I was sure it was here. Oh, wait. Curious. Okay, in that case, let's do find it by this way and take a look at government administration and expand it somewhere. Do I not get to see where we have some people left over? Evidently not. Okay, another interface woes, but you know what? Okay, I can't build that over here. Got some people here. I've not invented bureaucracy. Are you kidding me? Is that something that... Huh. Okay, we're going to switch over to that. Was that always the case? Might be... I think maybe due to the patch. Okay. Yeah, that's weird though. Never mind. We're going to be okay with that. Right, let's take a look at the construction queue here because I want to move up the shipyards in West Prussia at least a little bit so that they are at the top of the queue. Ooh, we are building more than enough here. Pump jacks is always a good stuff, but not the greatest one. Ooh, and we've discovered oil, great. That's actually pretty good in Elbe, which I think is over here. Yeah. Okay, let's build an oil rig. I don't think we're going to build immediately a lot of these guys because I don't think they are used. Oh no, they can be used for heating. Well, in that case, let's build it up somewhat. Even though you have way too few people working here anyway. But again, we've got these couple of rye farms that really don't matter too much to me. So yeah, that's going to be okay. Right, building, rural buildings, and then we've got the livestock stuff, which we should be seeing over here. Yeah, coffee plantations. Means we're going to use less laborers, but we're going to get the same output. So that's generally a good thing. Let's try to roll with that. We are going to use this to use fewer people, and that's a-okay. Good. Okay, let's take a look at what that means for our colonies. We've got some small ones down here in Africa. Right, let's let that tick through a couple of times. Okay, we've got 10,000 people now working here, and you have basically uncovered all of that. Okay, let's build up some rubber plantations, and I'm guessing some more railway. Yeah, that should give you enough jobs. You guys are currently only really working the port. I'm guessing a dye plantation here might not be the worst. Yeah, let's simply try to start that out. I don't think these are particularly useful, but I just want to have some people work here. But yeah, this is the most important area here. 4,500 people who could work who are not currently working. And I don't see good stuff that you should be working in, but nevertheless, we can build up, let's say, coffee. Yeah, coffee has much higher productivity. Even though we are now importing stuff from Brazil. Of course, a famous coffee place. Makes a lot of sense. Huh, look at that. The Brits are going for that. Which means these guys are also importing small arms, which is fine. Rural folks all of a sudden don't hate us anymore, which is good. Logging industry throughput, nice. And oil rigs, which I find pretty interesting. Right. Right of assembly has increased again, but not really enough. It's really frustrating, honestly. Okay, no one is distracted, so there's no immediate benefit to any political play that we could be starting. I think we want to really be pretty opportunistic here. Organized crime. Less authority. And we can spend some money, that's fine. Although it's really irritating that we didn't have bureaucracy. That's really a bit silly, to be honest. Right, let's continue on this then. And now... yeah, now we can do it. Okay, fine. Right. No idea why that was so really weird, honestly, that that wasn't possible. But you know what? There we are. Right, let's simply try to build that up in a couple of places here where that would make some sense. And I think... ooh, we are actually not using all of our building capacity here. So, again, something that we should potentially switch around. And I think one of the biggest shortfalls at this point is transportation. So let's take a look at some of our railways, because I think we would want to switch that over to steel infrastructure. Steel passenger carriers means more transportation, means more steel is required, and fewer people. But because we do this, Brandenburg is going to have too little infrastructure now. And that's a deficit of around 30, even more than 30. Which again means we need to build up 1, 2, 3 railway infrastructures now. Which are of course going to be highly prioritized. No, sorry, that was the wrong thing to do. I was thinking we had some encourage other things. Okay, that we can drop, but I want to go for some road maintenance here, both to alleviate the infrastructure problem, but also to get these guys going. Right, let's build up a couple of power plants too. And I think we had some built in Hanover, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Let's build some more over here too. That is definitely something that we will be able to use over time. National Anthem, nice, prestige, I like it. We are sort of vying with France over rank 1 here. And it's kind of a back and forth, but from now we seem to be doing okay. One thing I really dislike is the amount of radicals that we're having, but at least it's coming down, so that at least is nice. Bureaucracy, we don't really seem to be making a lot of progress here. How's the infrastructure looking here? It's kind of okay. Rubber has been discovered. Good. Not sure which region exactly that was, but I think over here. You know what? We're going to build that. South Germans have begun migrating to Silesia. That's not actually bad. Silesia is one of the places that we could really build up a lot better, I think. How is sulfur pricing looking? Grossly bad. While explosives are incredibly expensive. We can really build this up. Still, the issue is fertilizer. But I think this is going to be okay. Right, let's try to build it up this way. Getting a little bit more infrastructure is also going to be nice. Public address goes Ori. Right of assembly. Cecilia Schmidt gets lower popularity. I'm fine with that. I like the trade unions, but not right now. We can't really do much with them. So I think we're going to prefer to do it this way. It would be great to make the industrialists a little bit more happy, just so that we can get more money. Ooh. We are not using all of our industrial capacity here. Right. If in doubt, go to the market. Look what deficits we've got. And it looks like clothing is starting to become something that we can build up further. So let's go to the one place that we are using that quite a lot and continue to do that. I think Hesse is a pretty good off place. Seems like Franconia and Baden could be doing a little bit better. Yeah, we've got the synthetics works here, right? So how much money are you making us? Well, it's okay for now, but I guess we are buying a lot of this stuff, right? Yeah, we're getting a lot of that from trade routes, which we can probably drop, and I do like to use more fertilizers, so yeah, I think, you know what, building that up over time here is going to be a good choice. And you know what, we can probably switch you around to steel passenger cars without causing too much damage here. Indeed, we can. So that's nice. Baden, what's your deal? We've got the logging camps here, and this is the Schwarzwald region, the Black Forest region. So that's good. You're also using electronic stuff. We've got a couple of glassworks here. We've got a huge university. And some motorworks, which are really, really struggling. Even though your input prices are fine-ish, I want to say. But no, that's not really true. Steel. Yeah, we need to build more steel. And I think the two places where we're currently doing that are not enough. Well, the two significant places, I want to say. Because you don't have enough workers. So Baden, congratulations. You are going to become our next heavy industry hub. And you know what? We're going to increase that to 25. And again, sort of going through these one by one and switching them over. So that means you probably need at least 2 more railways for these 11 steel mills. Yeah, I think that's fine. That sounds like a good idea. Insufficient taxation capacity. Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, so we should actually have built these things in... So these are 26. How much capacity do you give to me? Okay, so I need 2 over here. And 1 in Saxony and 1 in Hesse. And then you guys should also get another railway. Because the market access here was too low. Yep, that makes sense. Artillery is still a bit of an issue. And we actually need more convoys. That's a bit of a problem, but I'm guessing we can build... No, we have too many unemployed people here. We've got some oil rigs too, but they're not really being worked. Huh. Schleswig-Holstein, Hanover? How about you guys? Guessing we could build up the port of Bremen. Build it up at least a little bit. Also, how's our naval base looking over here? You're just starting to hire people. But you could hire a lot more. 20,000 people should be earmarked for that. And the power plants. Come on, taxation capacity. I think Silesia needs yet another one. How can that spiral out of control so quickly? Well, at least these things don't take too long. Infrastructure? Yeah, looking fine. Yeah, it's really bad. This is by far one of our most productive regions. I think in terms of economy, yeah, this is contributing 14% of our GDP. Compare that to Berlin, which is only 9%. And this is really the coal. It's 68% of our strongest stuff is coal. It's 10% of our GDP just in this place alone. And that's not counting all of the follow-on effects. But yeah. So, shall we say we are going to get some road maintenance here just to get these things done a little bit faster? Yeah, I think that would be great. Let's keep an eye on our money here. Wow, finally! Right of assembly. So that's good. Really like that. That gives us a little bit more liberties and makes some people at least happy, others not so much. We can and should be potentially suppressing at least the Junkers. They're currently unhappy. Less tax income on these guys, so suppressing them might be a pretty good thing for us to do. Let's quickly check on these guys. Okay, we've got too many rural folks, which I thought I'd just asked to stop suppressing. So why can't we suppress you? Thought we'd have some authority. Oh well, there we go. Anyway, lots of changes here. We are going to make a check of what we're going to be able to do here. But one of the things that I wanted to check is the guaranteed liberties. Currently we have got the National Guard. The main benefit of that is the conscription rate, which honestly doesn't matter too much. Revolution doesn't change, and the political... Yeah, this would give us fewer radicals and more loyalists. That'd be nice. This, on the other hand, gives us less political movement radicalism. I also kind of like the political police. Institutions? Oh yeah, we can increase law enforcement. Let's do that. And I guess we should actually get more bureaucracy to actually build that up super strongly, because I really, really like that. State penalties from turmoil and fewer radicals from standard of living decreases. That's really, really helpful, because that's one of the biggest changes that you can make. And there's always going to be some fluctuations between some people getting better standard of living, some people falling a little bit lower. And if you can tip that balance to give you fewer radicals, that's super useful. So I think that's something that we're going to do. But you know what? That is going to have to wait until next time. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you around next time. Bye bye.